So, if the Rizzler had a
Sean.
Digimon partner, what would it be? My vote is Big Mamemon. Or, yeah, Big Mamemon. No?
It, I'm gonna go ahead and well, that's our cold open. Okay, I'm gonna ask for silence.
What did you mean that's our cold open? Like, no one responded!
I know.
Momo was so big on talking about the Rizzler before we started, but as soon as I bring up the Rizzler, it's not cool to talk about the Rizzler anymore.
Bye,
What's going on
Rizzleberry.
here?
Hashtag spawn.
No, you can't say that!
I definitely have to cut that.
Hashtag not sponsored.
There we go. Okay, we can leave it in now.
I'll just bleep the part. I'll bleep the part where Momo says hashtag and then just a bleep sound effect so no one knows what he said.
This
This
is
is a good bit. You should do that.
Up.
And that's right, guys. Momo did just say a slur in the same sentence as the Rizzler.
It would not be the first time that someone has said a slur that I've had to beep on this podcast. It, in fact, would be like the fourth.
It wouldn't be the
What?
last.
What?
And it won't be the last.
Wonder who.
Wonder who would do that?
It'll happen. It'll happen again too.
We'll fucking
Can
do
someone,
it
can
again.
someone do it right now?
What? Say something like,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a cold open.
You can't be saying that, Koromon.
Evil Koromon that says the F slur.
We got a little baby tying courage. We're like, go on, say it.
say it, Koromon, you won't.
Right about.
It turns out they just finished watching Lord of the Rings and he's trying to say Bilbo Baggins. And he just says,
Yeah. It just says
Jesus.
hear me out.
Christ.
Did you want with a speech
I know I was gonna
you
suck
go
to
crazy
edit.
hard.
Leave all of this shit in, dude.
I genuinely, when I was, I think I will put when it was like in like I think like 12 or like something like that. I genuinely thought his name was Dildo.
We are not even 3 minutes into this recording.
Listen,
We're back. We're dropping nothing but slurs immediately.
And I have to edit this first 3 minutes more than I had to edit the entire preview what I put up.
you're so happy.
it's good content. I swear.
Yeah, dude.
And you wanted the cold open.
We
to be-
gotta fill in the gaps for the eventual, if nothing gets released, Tamers like break.
This will be coming out probably after the maybe before, just to keep it topical. I might just like throw this up like over the weekend.
I feel like beginning into this just works better, like continuity wise.
I gotta.
You can just do
hurry up
2
and
videos in a week.
Yeah, you could do that.
The Tuesday thing probably is just gonna change because like that was just happenstance because that's when August 1st fell on the year we started uploading.
We have like one more thing to like buff out in case like the Foogies take off for Tamers with Liberator, but that's like about
Yeah,
it.
we gotta do.
I am almost done. I'm like nearing the end of reading that. I just haven't been doing it as much lately.
Analysis reading it, and I'm enjoying her reactions on the timeline.
It's gay as hell.
So gay. We'll get actually Liberator would be great as part of our June lineup because I'm gonna do the Pride special.
Yeah, there you go. Alright, get this homophobic shit out of the way.
Okay, yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Digiverse Divecast, the only Digimon podcast where I, as the host, am going to be taking a backseat because I'll be real, I barely read anything related to our topic today because it made me so angry and annoyed I didn't want to continue.
Once again, making women do all the work.
Well, not exclusively women.
Ooh.
You also did a lot of the work.
Yeah, but Bridget read like the actual thing.
Yeah, she did. She did that on her own. I didn't ask her to do that.
We're gonna cover it anyway. I figured, I'm at, like
Some bloody knife on the floor.
I'm like one of the few people like here in the position to like attempt to be a little bit more thorough about this. Might as well.
Imagine if we were like, "Hey, Nazo, could we get a Want to help partially translate this 180-page light novel that sucks balls?
I could legitimately, with what I've done, like, and with the will translate like summaries, I could probably make like a half decent translation just for it, and I'll be like, hey, can you proofread this for me real quick?
Oh, I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
I'm not doing it, but like I could.
Anyway, I'm the host of the show, but I won't be talking much because A, I'm really tired, and B, I really, 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 really didn't like the topic of today's episode. I thought it sucked. Also, ignore my Fugi. Don't worry about it.
The council is convened.
The council
Just
has
the core.
convened. Come to me, my
Koromon.
Now, if,
Digidestined.
if only we recorded this like a month later and we'd have the Discord directional audio update.
Oh, that's gonna suck so bad. I think we should do gimmick episodes using it so it sounds worse. All right, go down the line as I explained earlier.
Hi, I'm Yuki. Where's Gilmon? Are we there yet?
Nope, not yet.
No.
Fuck.
We have to wait for our new Foogies to come in.
Hi.
Uh,
Hi, I'm Leon. I'm the one that funded the Foogies.
Yeah, like
Bungie.
we're not
I
gonna
don't
get into
I don't I don't mean it in an accusatory fashion. I just mean that
no,
I'm an investor in
know.
this product now.
Don't say it like that.
Oh.
Is it a product? It's not a product. We don't make money off this. If you want to give money to this
Wait, what?
show, give it to somewhere
Uh,
else instead.
What
Yeah,
about my
that's somewhere
stocks
else.
that
I'm right here.
Yuki, you told me
I accept payments in the form of copies of Beelstarmon X.
Yuki told me that I would that in return I'd get like 75% of the company.
True.
70. First of all, why are you making deals with Yuki, the latest addition to the fucking company? And two,
Yuki told me
70%?
it might be
Well,
75.
I'm a really I sell things like really good.
Have over 51% of the company, you essentially own it. 75 is so egregious.
Yeah, and since I own most of the company, apparently, shut the fuck up, Koromon.
No,
No,
you
I
don't.
You told
Leon
me
does
I
now.
would get 75%.
All right, Momo, let's get through the fucking introductions before it hits 10 minutes.
Hi, I'm Momo. They couldn't pay me to care about this shit.
Bobo's the one of us who did not read at all. None of it.
I don't know what to tell you, man. It's like there was like this. It was like this going up was like a whole thing. Bridget will get into it, and I'm just like, dude, I don't fucking care. It's Digimon.
Hi, I'm Bridget, and I'm for this episode issuing a hostile takeover. That's right, I'm the host now. I'm kicking a Koromon to the side.
I'm not moving my Fugi.
I will allow this.
What the fuck do you mean?
One that has 75%, not you, Yuki. You sold me the 75%.
You haven't done your thing yet.
Do you want to see the PayPal receipt?
But you'll get your 75 when everybody else gets their Fugi. Until then, Bridget, do your thing.
Okay, so since Lod, self-admitted did not go too deep into this, and because again, someone had to, and I think maybe the only one really in the position to do it, I decided. So, how do we start with it? I guess just explain what this is.
Yeah, so I can at very least save your anger for later. So, what we're discussing today is Digimon 13. Is I guess we can call it a novel. Like a web novel, technically, because it was never officially published, and Bandai said no.
Yeah, wonder why.
Written by Hiroyuki Kakudo, was the director, the director for the original Adventure anime, and has been involved in a couple other things, Digimon centric, and kind of nothing else. So what he did he wrote a thing that's about 180 pages, light novel length, of I'm gonna call it so
I think it's
I want to
also
be
prudent to explain the Beyond short in relation to
yes,
this.
yeah. So okay, right out of the gate, I want to say something that's going to be important. Hakudo suffered a very extreme health crisis in the year or two leading up to the publication of this. It sucks. I'm glad he survived. It is a good thing he still is alive. I will now give him no more rope and be very uncharitable for the rest of this podcast. So, what was it, like 2 years ago now? Digimon Con 2 years ago they showed the Beyond Short, or was it only a
I
year ago?
think it's only a year ago at this point.
Yeah, there was the Digimon Beyond Short, which we've made fun of on this podcast because it was nothing. It was like a little music video that was supposed to be a follow up to Adventure, but wasn't substantial in any way. It was just kind of like some scenes, and that's it. This
Some like neat
was
visuals because it was the studio of the
yeah,
two movies, so there was
yes.
that at least.
This novel is meant as the full realization of that short, a proper sequel, original adventure continuity, written by the director. Not stress that enough. Director of original adventure season. So it was published like a month ago, right? Like fully published?
Yeah,
Self-published,
just
I should
about.
say. Because he approached Bandai and Bandai said no. They did not want to publish this because he wanted it to be a published fish officially and adapted into canon, I guess, since they're doing that now. Bandai said no.
The intent was in fact for this to come out like officially alongside when the Beyond short first premiered at the
Yes,
last Digimon Con.
that didn't work out for a lot of reasons, of work and health being part of it. But yeah, Bandai straight up said no, we're not publishing this. And it sounds weird at first, and then you read it, and it makes perfect sense why they didn't. Because fuck, it's not just bad. There's a whole bunch of other reasons why it's very obvious they didn't publish this. Mostly because it's bad, but yeah. So with the will, did some kind of like summarization translations that they posted in 3 parts on their forums. God bless them. They're not like super in-depth summaries. It's kind of like bullet points and loosely translated passages. But that is what most of us read, and then Bridget went ahead and did her best to read the original full publication as much as possibly.
I will say straight off the bat, my Japanese level is like a grade schooler would probably kick my ass in like a spelling test or some shit, like or like
At the
a
very
kanji
least.
test, I guess. Like, you know, like I'm not fluent, and I think
No.
that's very important. Like what I'm about to say is using my own Japanese and using the with the will like summaries as like sort of like guideposts, basically for like things that I might not have been sure on. The way that I'm going to recount this novel is not as if a native Japanese speaker is reading this to you, like is recounting this to you with perfect accuracy. I think that's a very important thing to say up front.
Yes.
There
100%.
could be details I'm missing, but I think with the lack of an official translation, the recount that I'm going to give here would probably like stand as more accurate than what most English speakers could or have in like been able to give you so far.
As far as we know, the with the will summaries are accurate up to like whatever with what they actually. There is no like, as far as we know, obvious straight up incorrect translation issues or anything, which honestly not that surprising. There's not a whole lot of substance to
There's not
actually go into.
there's not a whole lot of like in-depth prose fiction going on here. Like there's no, as far as you know, again, this is the kind of shit I cannot comment on, but like it does not seem like there's any particularly like nuanced Japanese wordplay or something going on here that's like difficult to translate. Like this seems fairly straightforward.
That's pretty much the entire story of what this is. It is, and this is not the opinion of the podcast. This is my personal Lot's opinion. This is an old man throwing a tantrum because the newer stuff doesn't agree with his personal vision of the show directed 27 years ago. Again, directed. Cannot stress that enough that he wasn't even the fucking writer.
Okay, so this is the immediate thing that you need to get into with this. Like, there is, I would almost say, like a proclivity to, for basically anything, try to claim some sort of like authority, like theory, right? Like
Of course.
people like I there's like an almost like pathological thing of like people wanting there to be this like solid single artistic vision behind like the things that they like. um Now this is just not true in most productions that aren't like, say, like I don't know, like an indie game made by one person, or like a fucking novella written by one person. Like even like books have like editors who like
Yeah.
contribute their own things. And in a TV show, more than anything else, like the script writer, the director, the anime, like I'm actually going to quote like something from a production in Digimon as well, which is Tamers. Say what you want about the guy. Chiaki J. Kanaka has very deliberately and in extreme detail like laid out in his blog how the production of Digimon Tamers went. And he's gone on to say like, yeah, the way that like this animator would like direct like like one of the researchers like looking at the photo of his daughter, and like Kanaka interpreted that as like maybe his daughter had passed away, and that then informed something from later on in the show. And it's like that would not have happened if that animator had not drawn and directed that particular scene in that way. Like, and this is just how these productions work in general. These are very like, anime are very collaborative efforts to get them even like the fact that an anime episode airs on TV is nothing short of a miracle. Like 99% of the time, it is a group of extremely talented people all putting it in there to make sure that like their collaborative effort releases the thing that you watch on screen. It takes extremely talented people to even just make bad anime, like stuff like.
Oh yeah.
It is also worth noting that Digimon Adventure, and especially 02, Kakudo's two directorial like contributions aside from X Evolution, which in itself was also not entirely him, very infamously had him, the scriptwriters, producers, all kind of fighting for what made it in the show and what didn't. Like in 02, fucking specially when like Kanaka came in. I mean, even in Adventure with like Hosoda's contributions, right? Like neither of these shows is even close to what to being Kakudo's singular vision. Not how that worked from the start. And I think that is really important to kind of like, because like he has the stake of like, well, I'm the director of the original adventure, and people will look at that and think, well, that's gotta put him higher up on the pedestal than most. And it's like, in some way, maybe does not make him the single like contributing voice to this.
Yep.
His like the only way the clear cut way I can put it is his vision of Digimon Adventure is not absolute.
Oh no, it is not. Far from it, actually.
So I think it's best to um I I'm having like, because I don't want to just do a straight summary. We were like done with that, so I'm kind of edging to see like where we start tackling this.
Let's talk about Louis.
Yep. Okay. Actually, okay. So I want to talk about the prologue chapter before we get into Louis, because
Sure.
doing so will illustrate, I think, my biggest problem with this fucking novel right off the bat. Where it's like the prologue chapter describes an event of this Russian boy named Yuri and another younger Digidestined being escorted to the digital world by Taichi, Yamato, and Iori. As it turns out, the continuous doubling of Digimon that was described in the finale of 02 has continued to occur for, I think, from 02 onward, about like the next 11 years.
Sounds about right.
And this has caused issues. The kids getting their Digimon have been like the target of like serious like societal harassment, religious groups getting involved, some of them like certain nation militaries trying to basically draft them. So the original Digidestined and a lot of people from like the world tour and stuff and from 02 have decided we're going to build these like sanctuaries in the digital world, so either the kids or the just their partner Digimon, should the kids want to stay in the real world, can go there for safety. And there's a lot of neat things that like I like that it's like taking that bit from 02 and actually like trying to examine what the consequences are. I think we like kind of joked about at the end of that whole thing.
Yep.
And it's like it's neat how like certain like people are involved in different ways, like Taichi and Yamato, because they're, you know, the two fucking powerhouses basically, like are the ones like usually picking up the kids and making sure they're safe from like random Digimon attacks and stuff. A lot of the 02 crew are the ones like actually opening the gates, because they can do so with their D3s from like both sides. Like half of them are stationed real world, half of them stationed like outside. Sora and Hikari are stationed in these sanctuaries to like help, especially a lot of the younger ones, like, you know, through a lot of the mental stress that's going on there. Koshiro is unsurprisingly is the one like kind of delegating all that, gathering information, all that, and it's like it's cool. It like takes the individual qualities of a lot of these guys into account for this scenario, and it's like it's a cool setup. And then Louis shows up and derails the whole fucking thing.
It's like
Yeah, you go.
This whole prologue chapter is describing a different novel. It's like setting up
Yeah.
for a different novel. And then because this entire thing is actually about Louis and how the beginning is fake and none of it ever happened, and uh
Like literally the moment Louis shows up, like the actual fucking picosecond Louis shows up, there's just like straight up about like several pages of Kakudo just going like, oh, and then this bit didn't make sense, this bit didn't make sense, like,
Oh, and this character has these memories, and
The entire thing just halting and go, no, that didn't happen. Fuck you. No, stop that.
being
he tries to pull out some like really weird gotchas that are like, oh well, like despite living near Higarikaoka, Louis didn't remember the fight that with the Mammothmon that took place there during the Vamdamon arc, and it's like, yeah, dude, it was a 90-minute movie. They didn't need to go over every single fucking instance of this happening. Like it genuinely feels like he's just like doing some fucking epic Reddit like, aha, fucking Cinema Sings Ding, got you, buddy. You missed this fucking detail. It's like it doesn't it's all such inconsequential shit that he tries to posit the thing of like, well, he's like a lot shorter and scrawnier than the other Zero Two kids, so does it really make sense to say that he's like the same age as them?
Dude.
It's
Oh,
so
the f-
He doesn't
the
remember the Paramount fight, so he's
No,
clearly making this shit up.
it's the they say he's too tall and lanky, right?
yeah.
they say he's younger than he really is because, and again, so we're gonna get into some content warning. Genuinely, so the stuff that happens in the beginning, but worse. We're about to talk child abuse. Um, they are just like, it would make no sense that Louis was 11 years old when his parents died because it's something timeline doesn't quite line up. It must have been this news article I pulled up where his mom and dad were part of a murder suicide and he was actually 7 and it was so traumatic it fucked with his memories. And I oh oh Kakato. Oh, if I find you.
I think this is the bit I'll let you have it because their like beginning is explicitly your favorite Digimon thing. So
So Kakato posits that the entirety of the beginning was actually a hallucination that Ukomon forced on Louis to help him cope with the fact that his mother was actually a terrible, horrible, awful human being who got so sick and tired of taking care of his comatose father that she killed him and herself in front of Louis when he was 7 years old. And in order to, quote, protect Louis from that information, Ukomon implanted false memories in him that were the entirety of the movie beginning to make it seem like Ukomon was the one at fault to take the burden off of his mind. There's a lot of things wrong with that. Um, there's so many angles I could tackle this from the you're missing the entire point of what the beginning of about to that's a weirdly misogynistic lens to view this through, Kakudo. So much hate in my heart for this particular aspect of this fucking novel. What is wrong with you? What the fuck is your problem?
see, the aspect that gets to me about all of it is just that it like doing this in itself feels like he is effectively whining about how the crews of these movies did not understand his um
Oh, dude.
like his vision for adventure. So your clapback is to just blame just saying your movie didn't make sense. So it feels so disrespectful towards the crews of things like Try and like Last Evolution Keys now, which we'll get into a bit in a bit, get caught in this as well. But especially for some reason, the staff of Beginning, this feels spiteful towards it
It
in like a
it
way
is
that is just so disrespectful to the people who made it.
it is so unreal that someone involved in the creation of the original adventure series, both of them, look at a movie that is explicitly about the important communication between people, especially someone who is supposed to be your friend, a human partner, and a Digimon, and say, didn't get it. No, motherfucker, you don't get it. I. What do you mean? It's issues he has are not from them misunderstanding what Digimon is about. It's about them not knowing his canon. Something like doesn't make sense with the canon I established. Nothing to do with like the messaging or anything. Things that are important when you're talking about a movie in your franchise that is like dubiously canon in with. Instead, he focuses on, well, the timeline doesn't matter. And this doesn't make sense, and yada, yada, yada. Like, I personally would argue the beginning is one of the things that is most on point when it comes to the overall messaging compared to the original adventure series, along with Kizuna. Oh my god, I'm so mad. I'm like actually so angry.
Like he could have just left it at like, oh hey, it's just an alternate timeline. We don't gotta worry about that. That like adding on the whole thing with like Louis' mom, just making that a thing of like You're just corrupting something you didn't make for the fuck of it.
Yes. It is taking something someone else made and saying, no, 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 that didn't actually happen. Here's what actually happened. A worse version of that. That really sucks.
It's like it's Digimon. You can get away with just going, yeah, that's an alternate timeline. They do that in Crosswords. You can just go that route.
Fucking
You don't have
Last
to like
Evolution.
add on
Last
into that.
Evolution Kizuna and beginning in a way do that with Try, where they're like, yeah, not everything from Try is canon to this. Like the thing that I think just so sucks about this is that in theory, he could have done like the premise that like the prologue kind of goes for, and just like have things like, yeah, Hikari has her Digivice, or Agumon and Gabumon are there still. Like so it's like, okay, this doesn't follow up from like Last Evolution Kizuna and the beginning because they don't fit my vision. We would be hypocrites if we had issue with that, because again, those two movies did that to Try, and like that was fine.
Yeah.
But like Last Evolution Kizuna didn't like drag Meiko, Himikawa, and Daigo like to the fucking screen and go, what these guys didn't actually happen. But which is a thing that you also did with them.
True. The Daigo shit. Oh my god.
That Daigo shit's so fucking stupid, dog.
It's so like, okay, let's talk about the other characters as well. So the like, it's not just Louis who shows up here. Every single guy from like a quote unquote non-canon like Digimon Adventure thing is here. Manoa's here. Meiko, Himikawa, and Daigo are here from Try. Fucking Wallace from Hurricane Touchdown is here.
And he was dubiously canon even in the things that fucking came out recently.
Yeah.
And basically,
You know what? They just showed him in a still image. They didn't add on anything. Let you do that.
because it's like I always thought that like you really only need to make like the most minute of fucking changes to make like Hurricane Touchdown work. Like you just need to like explain like, oh, because they're in the weird dimension thing, like fucking Pada and Gatomon and Tailmon could digivolve into Sarafi and the Holy Dramon. Sure, whatever, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah, just
and then just like
time fuckery.
And then just like not have Daisuke react to the Digimental of miracles as if it's like a new thing, and boom, you could just slot that into between Kaiser and like the fucking Dark Tower, like the other, like the second half of that show.
Yeah,
it's
fucked
so
up
easy.
that they actually write that he wrote that in,
It really
and they
is
just makes it a memory thing.
It really is not like he acts like any kind of like, this is not like a fucking Dragon Ball Z filler movie where it's like half the time these take place between like in arcs where the world should already be exploding to introduce a second guy that's also making the world explode. Like these are even in like Try to beginning to Kizuna to beginning, whatever fucking discrepancies are not that big. I'm sorry, they're just not.
There is this thing in fiction called the suspension of disbelief. And it's a really thing to do where you simply ask your audience, don't worry about it. And you know what? If it's like a really minor thing, just don't worry about it. Because it's not
It doesn't
important.
matter.
It
It
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
matter. Louis' like childhood not exactly lining up with the timeline of fucking Digimon Adventure is such a nothing concern. In like, if that is like one of your main critical like flaws of the beginning, you are as I would call describe Kabuto as a pedantic motherfucker.
Right. Okay. So the
Like,
specific about Louis that so funny that whole time. The reason it didn't line up because Kakuto decided to take the doubling of Digidestined literally because there were 8 original. The previous generation had to have 4, and the previous generation had to have 2. And we having Ukon didn't perfectly slot into any of those previous generations. And rather than just saying, yeah, it's not a perfect rule, everything had to be fake, actually. It's so infuriating. And then he also breaks the rule anyway because he talks about Hikari, but
It's also really weird because it's like there's things and it really is telling just like what he pays attention to. There's things in beginning. I don't know if how much we said about it in the podcast because like it's been 3 months since we recorded that and Lot hasn't put it up yet.
sorry.
Where it's like it's kind of implied that like Ukomon and whatever Digimon he grants kind of work outside of the homeostasis system to begin with. Like it might be like a Yggdrasil thing or something.
Yeah. And this is only adventure canon, as of, homeostasis and Yggdrasil are no longer as it. Time Stranger changed the entire canon. Don't worry about it. Play the game. Watch the spoiler cast.
But it's
Do both.
like even though this treatment is the most blatant with Rui, it does extend to everyone else. Like with Daigo and Himekawa, they bring like Kakudo is very particular about like, oh well, the like H difference from like the quote unquote original Digidestined to the 0-1 kids doesn't quite line up, and also like it's 5, which doesn't make sense to the doubling because it's supposed to be only 4 of them, even though when the original Digidestins were like introduced, that was so fucking vague. Like it was completely left out. Like this is actually not even a thing I can blame Try for. Like that was such a fucking throwaway, never explained plot line to begin with. That like, yeah, no, they could just do whatever with that. That's fine. They did. I don't even think they specified a fucking time frame here. It really feels like he like took the doubling from the end of 02 and like tried to retrofit it with the original Digidestin thing. It's like, well, if you put this and this together, then fucking Try don't make sense.
You can, like, the vibe that off the pages, him sitting there with his arms folded and that kind of head tilted up, smug look on his face, like looking down his nose at you, and it's like, man, shut the fuck up. Just shut up.
He 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 also like he starts like putting some of the pettiest like for instance with the Ukomon thing and him giving everyone Digimon, it's like how is a single Digimon meant to like exhibit all the energy that it would take to do that, or
Oh,
with
yeah.
the Manoa thing for Last Evolution Kizuna, he's like, how did Koshiro never notice a university student who shut up several years who also had a Digimon partner? Ding.
Literally, ding.
Plot hole spotted. Hello. It's like, I don't know, man. He might have just not been fucking looking. Like, shit, dude. I don't know. It's not like he was
Also-
keeping like an active network of this stuff, like outside of people who were voluntarily like.
Yeah, that shit doesn't start
Yeah.
happening until like 02 anyway. So
It's
I-
almost it's
yeah.
almost like Koshiro isn't actively doesn't want to actually just straight up spy on people.
By the
Or
time
some shit.
Manoa lost Morphomon, Koshiro wouldn't even have been actively looking into Destin anyway. Like fucking Manoa's like in her early 20s. Whatever. We're
It's
doing the
yeah,
same shit he did.
I know. It's just like
I think I'd say it's fair, especially because like
It's a
if
response.
he's
that-
gonna
yeah.
if he's gonna be so like pedantic about these details, it's just that's like because I didn't like if I cards on the table here, I didn't read any of this shit myself. I just kind of saw the general vibe around it and just I was like, dude, I don't fucking care. But like I don't get how how it can be someone can be so pedantic about like things not making sense when the origin point of all this is Digimon Adventure, a show that feels like it's just making up its rules as it goes.
so. This actually, I think, this illuminates some things about adventure specifically. It this novel, I think, has kind of retroactively really painted a picture of like previous things Kakudo was involved with in a new light, right? Like
Yeah.
now I kind of look at that like that one really dog shit like retcon ass fucking like episode of adventure during the Pinocchimon arc. And now I'm like is that just like was that primarily helmed by Kakudo and is like what seems like an almost pathologic need to make sure everything makes some kind of logical sense?
Yep, it's like we made fun of that episode when we did that. Like, you can go back and watch the episode of the podcast. We tore that episode apart. Sucks.
And now even the thing with him like dipping out of the last Evolution Kizuna like production is kind of a thing of like, so were you like actually disagreeing with like the big emotional core of the movie, or like, you know, what like the whole like limiting of potential thing like actually said about the material, or were you caught up in weird details that like, well, you didn't write up, so like the movie didn't get your vision of Digimon? Like, this does
Yeah.
bring these things into question now.
And because I have a deep-seated hatred of this man at this point, I am perfectly willing to believe that, yes, it was in fact not anything to do with like emotional core of the story, messaging, or anything like that. It was purely bullshit canon that he felt was more important than telling a good story, which makes all of the people who, of course, lambast Kina and begin as, well, Kakudo didn't like them, and that's because of they're not it's just not Digimon. And I'm saying, it was the stupid canon details thing, because it allows me to call those people annoying, pedantic little shitheads that I want to shove in a locker. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I win the moral victory. Fuck you.
Like, this goes so deep that like he even kind of I think implies in like kind of a throwaway line, like, you know, because like there's the whole thing where the original short like from Hostada happened, and then like, you know, obviously like the thing is like at the start of Adventure, like the Digidestin like react like they've never seen Digimon before, despite all of them having been there for the Hikari Gaoka incident. And that was initially like just read like, you know, oh, like some sort of like, you know, repression like from a very young age kind of deal. And now Kakudo, like in the script, is like, well, maybe we need to go take a look, like think about that differently too. He's like soft implying even the fucking Hostada short might be an alternate universe. You are a fucking pendant, Christ.
Oh my dude. Imagine being the guy who directed the original 2 Adventure series and going after the guy who directed the better portions of the original 2 Adventure series.
So I'm gonna balance this out just a little bit here and mention some bits of the novel that I found at the very least kind of charming. Like, this is kind of almost the frustrating bit about the novel, is that if he had fucking dropped all of his stupid ass grudges and just like wrote this story like about the original Digidestin and just didn't include all the shit, it would have been at least like fine, probably. Like there's stuff in here that like implies that like if he can still kind of like write these guys. I like the bit where fucking Manoa calls Koshiro by his dub name Izzy quite a lot, actually, because, you know, she's American. I think that's a fun touch. I think that's neat.
That is cute.
That's cool. I like that Taichi gets summoned to the United Nations as a representative of the Digidestined.
Yeah.
And that like that's like one of the things that leads him to working for the UN. Probably my favorite bit is that Takaru explains to Rui that like because of, you know, like the fact that the whole time discrepancy thing from like the original Adventure, where like he effectively experienced like half a year in the span of like what for everyone else was like a couple of days. That like time discrepancy alongside what happened like had kind of from that point on made him feel like he was always a bit weirdly out of lockstep with like the rest of his classmates. Like he couldn't actually like relate to them anymore. And that like weird position that puts in. It's like, that's really good. That's like a really good thing that you should have actually focused on instead of this fucking garbage. It's so, oh my god. The thing that gets me about it too is that it's not even consistent. We're gonna skip ahead to the end of it a little bit because this is just the talking point for now, and I'll basically cover the rest later because this is the most substantive thing about the fucking novel.
Yeah, we can go back and forth.
He like the thing that he posits is that pretty much everything from Hurricane Touchdown to Try to Kizuna are all like alternate universes connected by the Dark Ocean.
The fucking Dark Ocean, baby. You
Like the
can't
Dark
escape
Ocean
it.
acting as some sort of bridge between all these universes. And that like the influence of these universes has like vague like for instance, Daisuke feels the strongest like he's experienced something with Wallace because that had been the going on the longest because that was from way back. And it's like that would have been fine as an explanation, except then they still say the beginning didn't actually happen though. Like they double down on no, all the shit with Ukamon deceiving them, that's still true though. So it's not even consistent, and but they also still like there's a bit early on where Daisuke just says that he still fell down the egg and watched the, I guess now fake backstory happen.
So awesome. Oh my god.
So there's no internal logic to even like follow with this. This is so. I just realized Kakuto basically said Louis made up a fake backstory to make everyone feel sad for him.
Fact.
Classic middle schooler.
Jesus fucking Christ. The funniest thing about all of this is that this is supposed to like crescendo into some kind of thing where Louis has this little inside voice that is talking to him periodically. And for the first bit, I suspected that this was Ukomon talking to him. And then the end of the novel reveals that no, actually, it was Takato Matsuda from fucking Digimon Tamers for some
my
reason.
God,
What?
what?
Yep.
Fucking mean it was Takuto.
The
The
voice in
older
my
one,
head.
too. Not even the one from Tamers because he shows up later.
Yeah, so
the one from the fucking like
the cancel
novel thing.
culture, yeah, the novel and the cancel culture
that
stage
one.
play.
The
Okay.
adult Takato has been talking to him the entire time.
He really I did. No one ever mentioned he dragged the fucking anniversary fucking thing into this.
Yeah, he did. I'm gonna hold on that. We'll talk about that later. And then he gets this message from, and I am not fucking shitting you, specifically the Wizardmon from Digital Monster X Evolution, summoned by the Wizardmon from Digimon Adventure.
What the ghost of Adventure Wizardmon took him over.
No, it was the Ghost of Adventure Wizardmon summoned all the other Wizardmon from the different continuities. Again, we'll get to that in a bit. And like he sees the X Evolution one in his described shitty 3D glory, and it like makes him like question like the nature of his identity. And then
the
Wizardmon,
the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour.
Yes.
and then like that Wizardmon from again Digital Monster X Evolution, which I guess makes sense that he would give it to that Wizardmon since that was a Kakudo directed movie.
Okay. Jokes aside, I cannot lie. Him being really weirded out by the fact he's 3D and everything else in it is fun. That's fun.
It is kind of fun. We'll talk the big crossover at the end. We'll talk about last. There's other shit I have to. Yeah.
In a bubble,
And that
you know?
Yeah, no. Don't worry. I get you. goes up to him and I guess gives him what's like the core thesis of this novel, which is like it doesn't really matter who you were, like whatever, because Rui more than anyone else is like really wondering about like how real the things that happened to him were and like what does that make of him. And Wizardmon tells him it doesn't really matter, like it doesn't actually matter like where you came from or what your real history is. What matters is the person who you are now. Which
I gotta kill him. I gotta kill this guy. What
The thing is,
doesn't
like,
matter is the thing you were in before. Now that I've written you, now that's what matters.
I mean, like, I
But-
can see some semblance of like a good theme there, but also like, unfortunately, the things that happen to us do matter to us.
it also just the context here does not paint it well at all. Sorry, had to burp. What also doesn't help is for how much we talk about this, right? Like this is kind of like the core issue, the core thing that like is brought up just in general about this. What doesn't help is that this book just kind of like drops this for the majority of the middle chunk to do nothing.
What?
So, okay, let's get into this. So, I think, a complaint among several others that people have had with the post-adventure material is the lack of inclusion of certain characters, right? Like, in Tri, like, the lack of the 02 cast is pretty heavily bemoaned. In Kizuna, it's pretty heavily bemoaned that it's basically just a Taichi and Yamato movie with, like, the other adventure guys kind of scantily being there. And then in 02, it's, by stupid people, it's bemoaned that it's not actually a 02 movie and that the focus is mostly on Rui. Well, this is what happens when you try to include every single butt-fucking character from the adventure canon into one story. It doesn't
Oh.
work. So just every time like a new development happens or a character has to get to a new location, an entire chapter of the book will be dedicated to, and then that character went here, I guess. And then that character fought this one, the Digimon, I guess. And it constantly switches like from perspective to perspective to perspective to perspective to perspective to just kind of tell you a basic plot development. This character moves here. To the point where halfway through this fucking book, I sat there and went, nothing material has happened. Nothing has changed. This thing hasn't moved forward at all because it wastes so much fucking time making sure you know how every single individual fucking like piece on the chessboard moves.
Ugh.
And this leads to, like, especially like, because this was published in 3 parts, and part 2 is just nothing. Nothing happens in this fucking part. It's crazy. This kind of ends up like, well, there's just certain significant chunks of the thing where Rui isn't involved, where Manoa's barely involved, and this, like, I want to stress, right, because we also have bemoaned the lack of the 02 cast in Tri. And it's not so much that they weren't there. It was the callousness and the almost lack of logic with which their disappearance was handled within the material. If the disappearance of the O2 kits in Tri was a substantial like mystery that the characters, God forbid, reacted to in that fucking series, then their absence would have been fine.
Like if they were just simply not in it. Like maybe they were mentioned once or twice at most. Like if they were just not in it, I'd be like, well, whatever. It's just not, the story's not about them. Whatever. Just ignore them.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, they're in a separate part of the world doing their own thing.
No, instead it opens on them all fucking dying, and then you just forget about it until the last like 30 minutes.
And I think the funniest thing that happens with it is that they put like a Chekhov's gun at the like he puts a Chekhov's gun at the start of the novel with Daigo specifically, where it's like, oh, when he wakes up and like can recount some shit, that's when we'll find out some real big things. And then he never does it. He never says a fucking word.
Also, maybe I guess I guess I'll just say this here because I don't know what else I can say it. Like, just especially with like, because the thing I got is like there's a lot of emphasis on Daigo and Himikawa in this. Am I understanding that right?
You'd think, but no, not really. Actually, they're barely in the book.
Alright,
I'm pretty sure they're
I
just there to get the checklist off of, yep, this character was in Try. Let's talk about what happened to them and what didn't happen.
The most fucking checklisted one by a country mile of these has to be fucking Mako. She is in like 3 chapters of this fucking book total.
I guess just the whole thing with Daigo and Himikawa, like using them in this way, and like I don't know if he feels that way or like there's fans that feel this way. There probably are, but like because they're like the OG chosen kids that were like alluded to in the original show, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, was that like a thing people were desperate to like get all the details on?
Kakudo is because he just immediately starts doing an epic fucking takedown of like, well, see, they couldn't have been the original chosen children because these details don't make sense.
He says they're like lying or they were given fake memories.
Yes. Or all the universe bullshit, whatever. It's so, but again, he doesn't even stick to the all universe thing because Louis' backstory is still fake. It's fucking.
Yeah, because they were supposed to be the previous generation, because there were 4 of them, and then so they were like the 3rd generation of Digidestined or some shit, according to the very specific literal rule book of doubling every year, which
There's all. Yeah.
which doesn't make any sense because it wouldn't have been every year because the Himekawa Daigo thing took place several years before the original Digidestined got there.
There's also just like it's so weird because like there's just things about this plot that like you feel like you're either missing or like that just don't make sense. Like the whole impetus is that an earthquake happened that had seemingly like severed the connection between the digital and the real world, but like you infrequently can still see characters interacting with characters from the digital world. It's also like a vague thing of the humans have been stuck in the digital world for 2 years, but like they don't fucking like dwell on that at all because. And this is another fucking thing with this book. Instead, Daigo, fucking name. Instead, Kakudo feels particularly in enthralled to waste entire chapters of this book explaining you how things like Digimon manifesting in the real world or the very specific Digivolution sequence from Adventure works.
Dude, oh, when you mentioned that it's just, yeah, here's the quantum mechanics that allows Digimon to manifest in the real world. I felt my fucking soul leave my body in the most, who cares?
Yeah, when I got there, I just started glazing over.
Like there's like a chapter I think about 40 less than 40 pages left from the finale of the book where he just goes and like in detail describes the fucking like institute like Koshiro and Manoa work at, and it's like, buddy, you're supposed to be writing a story.
You know what those details are saved for, buddy? Little side books that you put out for fans who want to know. Not in the thing that is supposed to be your big follow-up to the plot of the thing you directed. Nobody fucking cares. People care, obviously. You care, Rakudo. The rest of us don't, though.
It's one of those things where I'm like, you kind of glaze over or just leave holes in like what's supposed to be very important continuital like this is how your story works, to just spend it on bullshit. Just like, oh, this is how this character moved here. Oh, this is how this thing from the original adventure worked. It's like, I no. And it's also like, it's because it keeps switching from perspective to perspective to perspective to perspective, that it's like, it feels so difficult to get like an actual solid grasp on any kind of like flowing narrative through this. Like, this does not even in, because like initially I wanted to be like, that's why I wanted to read the book, because like as well as I could, because it's like, okay, well, people are describing this as just like a series of like disconnected scenes, but also like, you're reading a summary, right? So like, that kind of tells me like that, well, that might just be because you're reading a summary, that of course the summary would read as a no. The book is written that way. The book does not read like a flowing story.
Chapter starts with "This is happening." Chapter ends with "That happened."
Well, that just happened.
Fucking Matt.
God,
Demon would say.
he would say that. He would say that.
That just happened.
I do a couple of small things. I'll praise before I get to the big fucking thing at the end. Again, the thing with Minoa, I do actually kind of like that she works for Koshiro. That's fun, a little bit of that. There's a bit where they actually kind of follow up on Daisuke's sister, like having a crush on like Joe by the end of the series, where she works as like a nurse, and she has a she has a Dokugamon that digivolves into a fucking Arukenimon.
That's fun.
That's fun. See, like that's
That's neat. You know who doesn't show up though?
Mm-hmm.
Mummymon.
Well, we'll talk
Fucked
about
up.
that.
Well, not
Not the-
one tied to like adventure.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they're dead
Sorta,
as
kinda.
shit. Yeah, they're dead as shit though. So that actually like,
You gotta have the
apparently
pair.
there's also a bit where Joe's dad is like because Joe works for like the hospital, like his dad I think manages or something. And it's like stated that his dad is like making like sort of concessions, or like like sort of letting Joe do certain things, like doing certain things to like help accommodate for the fact that he's one of the like human partners to a Digimon, which is it's nice because it's like I think that's the first time his dad has done something nice for him ever.
True. Notice how his father only started doing nice things for him once he submitted himself to following in his footsteps.
To be fair, I'm like, sorry, he actually wanted to do that from the start.
I know. I know. I'm kidding.
They explained that Ken's like, how Ken like randomly becomes a police detective in the 02 epilogue.
Yeah.
It's actually explained that like the police hired him because like they're starting up a specific like division for Digimon
Oh.
crimes.
Yeah, that's right. Dick.
Yeah, and like Ken actually feels compelled to join this because as someone who has done the Kaiser thing, he like detests using Digimon. Like he has a deep-seated hatred for using Digimon in that way, and wants to do pretty much whatever he can to either prevent people or at least stop people from doing it. Which is like, okay, cool. That does more to like carry that bit at the end of 02 than just we felt like referencing Kamen Rider Kuga. Like, sure, okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's talk about the finger quotes climax of this book.
Oh boy.
So at some point, like they kind of like everyone kind of gets through the whole like the earthquake, like locking the gates to the digital world for about 2 years, and like everyone's been able to jump in again. Sort of just when that happens as well, like a bunch of Digimon infected by the dark gears for some reason start showing up, and
Okay. Whatever.
And Dark Towers start showing up.
And also Dark Tower starts showing up.
Okay.
And so everyone joins in, they're all fighting it off, but like the swarm of Digimon that like increases is so heavy. There's a bit where it's like, oh well, the Dark Tower's here, so we can digivolve, and then it's revealed that a bunch of other people learned how to use Armor Evolution. So a bunch of the Armor Evolution, like if you remember the shots from the Beyond Short where all the Armor Evolutions show up, like with like Wormmon finally turning into Puchimon and all that, like that's this.
Yeah.
To take out the Dark Towers, and then they do, and then everyone else is able to join in, but the climax becomes overwhelming, and then a Trillmon appears out of
No.
nowhere,
No, dog, no.
Yes. Yes.
carrying the cast of the TV anime Digimon Frontier.
Are you fucking shitting me right now? No.
We're prepping you guys early.
For a guy that is pathologically like dedicated to explaining everything, there is no lead in, no fanfare, no nothing to explain why these guys are here. Everyone from every fucking Digimon anime shows up here for some fucking reason.
Wait.
I will give one thing though. I do
are-
like that what's his name? Taiki from Cross
Yeah.
Wars. He specifically calls out to Taichi. He goes, "Hey, I'm paying you back this time, okay?" Only small thing I like.
Yeah, because he's referencing the fact when Taichi and like all and Daisuke helped him out during him and Tiger
Yeah.
out during the end of Young Hunters. I'm
You
like,
think
that's fun.
Takedo-
That's
Do you think
cute.
do you think he read the Cross Wars manga and was just like,
Fuck no.
The Crosswords manga as a crossover shits so absolutely thoroughly on whatever the fuck this does in terms of like trying to cross over the franchise. It's I don't even, it's not even in the same galaxy, dude. Fuck me. So just
And the fact that reboot.
yeah, the guys from Reboot, like as I say, the guys from Reboot show up. The younger 02 cast shows up as specifically being from Hurricane Touchdown.
oh wait, I remember you talking about this. Fucking Tomoro is there, isn't he?
Yes,
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything, even Ghost Game.
Okay, so the Tomoro thing is really funny because this was so, when Beat Break was so early, the only two things from Beat Break that are name drop are Beat Break itself and the phrase Mirror World. Like, they never say this is Tomoro and his partner Gekkomon. He didn't have the fucking names yet and he still included it. And he just said that they are very good at fighting Digimon.
Man, some boy Tom.
I'm gonna
Like-
fucking cry, dude. He's such a hack.
Like, the guys from Colon show up as younger guys. The Masaru's seen punching guys out.
And then what was
Beelzemon
mentioned
shows up.
earlier, the X Evolution.
Yeah, X Evolution is like, there's actually like a fun bit where the Mummymon from X Evolution meets Dr. Mummymon from Ghost Game.
So I wanted to say this earlier, but it didn't seem appropriate, but now it seems really appropriate. This guy just really wanted to write Avengers Endgame.
This is my
With, like, no-
toys. This is my toys. This is playing with my
But-
toys.
So the critical thing about all of this that doesn't work is that because takes place in the last 40 fucking pages, not even, I think it's like 30 or something. And because he just does not actually know much about most of these other properties except for like, I think Tamers, because he's like, I think he's butts with Kanaka, I'm not sure. No one actually gets to like uniquely show off their personalities or whatever. Like, this being a crossover is just writing the word fucking Taiki Kudo from Digimon Cross Wars has shown up and then does a blast that takes out Digimon. Like, that is the extent. So this doesn't even work as a crossover. Like, you see a name. That is what the extent of the crossover is.
You have a future version of Daisuke and the one from Hurricane Touchdown You don't have those two dipshits interact with one another like at all? Like what the fuck are you doing?
Like the Taichi from Colon shows up, and it's like he never says anything to the Taichi from like the quote unquote canon timeline. The only thing that's said about him is, "Wow, Taichi sure is strong in any timeline, huh?"
And then they just go, "Oh yeah, they just got different evolutions for whatever reason." Seems cool. Seems cool. Sure.
Like it's so half-hearted as an actual crossover, and like it's also explained that they are all coming from TV anime.
Well,
Oh,
Like in the text, it goes, "These guys from TV anime Digimon Frontier," and it just like how this works within the multiverse or how like these guys are even here. It's just not explained, which I would normally be like, yeah, okay, that's not really the important part of a crossover. But like, one, this also doesn't have the actual important part of the crossover. Two, fuck you. You described how the fucking spinning Digivolution thing from Adventure, or you can't be bothered to explain how this shit works. Are you kidding me?
so tired.
Why even have this?
I
Like,
want to be dead.
like if I am to extrapolate anything out of this, and this is giving all of the rope in the fucking universe, it might be some kind of thing about like the whole like, you know, Kakudo has his interpretation of Digimon, but in that time, all of these other interpretations of Digimon have sprung up from all these alternate universes, and all of them are in their own way valid. Except then you go and discredit Zero to the beginning, so no, you don't. Fuck off. What? His whole bit with Zero to be, I don't know why it's specifically that fucking movie, dude. Like, it wasn't the one he walked on, that was Kizuna, but he fucking lets Kizuna off with a slap to the wrist compared to what he fucking does to Zero to the beginning for some reason. It's insane. Okay, so anyway, the climax to all of this is that Takeru gets put back into the Dark Ocean, and wouldn't you know, Dagomon is there. And in there, the Ghost Game guys appear, and they explain that they, and also Tagiru shows up, and they explain that they specifically have been summoned here because they were the two, like, because in both Crossword Hunters and in Ghost Game, they took on a Dagomon.
Yeah.
That's why they're there, which is like fine. And Goromon explains a couple, and for some reason, of all fucking characters, and Goromon kind of explains the plot, and it like says that like all of this weird alternate timeline shit is happening because like of like everyone's crossing over from the Dark Ocean, because after they blow up the castle from the Imperial Dramon Digivolution sequence in the Dark Ocean.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
They reveal that in that castle, Daemon has been there all along after he got pushed into the Dark Ocean and has been feeding on Dark Ocean juices for like the past 10 years. And so eventually that reached some kind of critical mass that made all of this happen. All the Digivolution universe guys were pulled here to specifically mark the original Digidestined for this to happen, and things started going in haywire because Rui and Manoa got into close contact with each other.
Bridget, I need you
gotta
to
go, dog.
understand, when you said blow up the castle from the Imperial Dramon evolution sequence and Daemon was in there, I almost hit the stop recording button. I almost just ended it.
Fuck, dude, I'm gonna throw up. This guy sucks.
Can we?
I'm happy
Wait,
he's
okay.
happy.
I know you already have I know you already have an idea for a thumbnail, but can I suggest ripping off, you know, the eye patch Wolf Shenmue video?
I wasted my life.
I've wasted my life.
all I can think about of Lot ending the recording there is it just hard cuts to like in the arms of an angel, and it's just grayscale images of Daemon like floating by.
I guess something of a fucking small ass Digimon in the castle just going.
Like fucking Bowser in the Mario movie.
Oh
Oh,
my
dude.
fuck.
Oh, this sucks. I'm actually gonna throw up.
The last 10 minutes have been an assault of multiple senses from my hearing, psychic. Shit is so
Fucking
ass.
castle, dude.
Yeah.
So let's quickly list out the things that Dark Ocean has been. So the Dark Ocean has
Okay.
been a multi-universal vortex point at which all the various multiverses meet with each other for some reason. It has been a power source for Daemon for some reason. It's been where Dagomon lived for some reason. It's been oh, I'll just believe this. It's been the scary ass building.
It's
But
scary.
I was gonna say, as I think
That's the
Diamond called
castle.
it, the evil
Yeah.
ass.
Evil ass buildings. But what other bullshit has it been? It's been
Source of the Dark Towers.
Source of the Dark Towers. Half these are in the same show.
I know, right?
It didn't have, and somehow it didn't have anything to do with Vamdemon, right?
No, because that was before they
Oh.
conceptualized
It,
it.
it was
No, I
no
mean
no
when Vamdemon comes back.
Oh, Belial. No.
Yeah. Yeah, like the space between in the from the finale was like somebody else entirely as well, right?
It was just some
Yeah.
thing.
Also, you ever? Also, yeah. Also, Oikawa has nothing to do with fucking Oikawa either.
No, that was the Dark Seed thing, which is never explained.
at most it was like explained that at most it was explained that like the dimension Vomdamon like and the Zero Two get put in the end is like it like an old universe like the Dark Ocean, but that's about as far as it
Yeah.
goes.
I mean,
yeah,
just
I
like
remember.
the Dark Ocean is like just it's like a layer of the net ocean, which is what the actual
Mhm.
like world of the digital world is called in
Side note,
adventure canon.
I always thought it was cute when Digimon treated like the different digital like worlds like the actual layers of the internet. I always thought that was neat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Like they have
Yeah.
the dark net and everything.
Little side note there. Sorry.
Oh
Um.
man.
So as it turned, like I after Daemon got pushed into the Dark Ocean, like I guess him and and Dagomon have been just kind of feeding off each other, like a fucking like a fucking feedback back loop that just like exploded, like now why the shit is all happening. Um, Dagomon at some point, like because Angoramon says like by this point, like Dagomon, because we took him out, and like by this point, Dagomon should not be an issue for you guys. And then Dagomon evolves into Dijangmon from New Century, which is one not an ultimate level, or a mega level if you want to use the but also two has never digivolved from fucking Dagomon, just completely out of random. Anyway, the long and short of it is, fucking Taichi and Yamato, they make Omnimon. Omnimon kills Daemon and Dijangmon, and the thing just kind of anticlimactically ends from that point. Yay.
Do you want to know how fake Dago evolving into Dijong is?
How?
It's not even listed as a possible evolution of Dagomon on Wikimon, and they fucking
Yep.
categorize everything.
Well, also before someone actually shoot in the comments, Digimon is Omega.
Yeah, Digimon
Oh,
is
was
ultimate.
it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Omega. Yeah.
the thing I saw was a fucking probably mistranslation then. Whoops. But yeah, also just a random new century. Okay, and then yeah, like we just kind of cut back to later where they're just like, man, wild ride, huh? And it's actually, this would be like a cute bit if I didn't hate everything leading up to this. It's revealed that, well, first it's revealed that, you know, the whole thing we talked about with Louis, like, you know, the whole thing where like Ukuma was lying to him. He takes off the eye patch, and this time it's like just like a bit of like white, because like that's like supposed to be Ukumon like living in his eye, and then the white like disappears, and he's like,
Yeah.
like you're literally just doing what the movie did anyway, but you're just saying you did better. Fuck you. And then it's explained that Manoa talks to Rui and is like, yeah, I'm going to go into the digital world and try to find more Fomon. Mei has already been in there for quite a while trying to look for Meikomon, and Rui decides to go in there to find Ukomon, which would be a cute bit if I didn't hate exactly everything that these characters represented. And the thing closes on this being like because Rui has like a small dynamic with specifically Takaru for some reason in this, even though in the movie it was Daisuke and Ken, but whatever. Who cares? And Rui talks to Takaru about how this would be a great story for one of his books. Fuck you, Kakuro. And the thing kind of ends with I'm assuming adult Takaru, like, you know, finishing the pages on the book of this of this adventure. Fuck you. So I think what all of this leads to is one core thesis that I think we've been needing to do for a while, but I think from this, with this specifically, because even though this story was not officially published by Toei or Bandai, the short was, like, something from this was officially sanctioned under Digimon.
Yes.
And for the record, this is a really, really funny time where normally in this, like, because there's now basically like the official Toei sanctioned timeline and the one by Kakudo. Normally, I'd side with the individual artist. I'm siding with the fucking corpo this time. Fuck you.
It's again,
Only
it's
time I think in
really,
history I've ever done this.
it's really funny that it's just like, yeah, no, this is just non-canon because they didn't publish it. They didn't want anything to do with this. Like,
Because not only is this just outright going, there's other things that like we published and you got invested in suck ass and weren't real. It's just not good. It's just not a good quality story. It's barely a story to begin with. Like it's just bad. Like I am sparing it from saying worst Digimon thing. Like I'm still gonna give that a try because it's not officially published. If it was, this would take Try's crown so fucking easily.
yeah, oh yeah.
Try was a terrible story, but it was one.
Oh, Jesus.
Holy shit, dude.
God.
You're right.
But I think, again, all of this leads to one core thesis for this entire franchise. We need to move on from Digimon Adventure.
This is
Like,
it. It's over.
like when we've had 3 to 4 iterations of previous or new guy unsatisfied with previous division, so he's giving his own spin on it, and we're just cycling the same, this is how the Digidestin have grown up story, this is how we followed up on these things from 02 story. We've done this at this point since 2015, when Digimon Tri 1 first released. This franchise, now both officially and in some way unofficially, has been stuck in this fucking loop, and it just doesn't have to be. We have Beat Break now. We got Time Stranger. We had Liberator. This franchise is capable of so much more than cycling this one fucking show from 1999. It's not even like the show was good. The show was good. It started, like, it basically spearheaded this franchise for a fucking reason. It is a good show, but even now is worth watching. but it's not. This shouldn't be the thing that this whole fucking operation just revolves around, even in 2026. Come on.
Yeah, and like, thankfully, Bandai as a company has seemingly realized that, because, like you said, they said no to this. Seemingly, there is no more movies; they're just done. Beat Break is airing. Liberator wrapped up and is getting a continuation with the mobile game. Time Stranger sold so well and did such gangbusters that they're releasing a huge expansion for it next year. They are done, Venture. And I think most of the people who keep up with this franchise and actively like participate in it have been done with Adventure for a while. We're done. We've been done. It's over. And best part, Bridget, guess what?
Hmm.
With this episode of the podcast, we're fucking done with Adventure.
Voting Adventure off of the island like it's a bad.
God, this makes it so much funnier when you're fucking Koromon, dude.
It's gonna be so funny because I'm pretty sure we also like ended the beginning episode with we're done with Adventure, and now we're back like fuck, sorry, one more.
Sorry, hold on.
Back in the fucking building.
This
Oh
came out in
shit! Here we go again.
Edit the beginning episode with a loud gunshot door opening. Beyond.
This came out in between recording. I didn't have my hard drives. I couldn't upload the beginning.
If I don't see Guillemot by next podcast recording, I'm going to actually kill myself.
You might see
depends
Terramon
on-
first. Is that fine?
Yeah, you might have to see Terramon first.
Immon is there at least. That's pretty. That's pretty close.
What are we watching next? What are we doing next?
Liberator. We're probably
Liberator.
gonna do the Liberator one because
we have-
we don't know when Levy's
I'm
gonna
good.
open.
We gotta-
as
we
long,
gotta
as, long
be
as I don't
liberal.
gotta fucking see Adventure, Tai Chi, Yamato, I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. I don't need those assholes anymore, dude.
I
Yeah,
think
like-
there's like 3 instances of Greymon total Liberator, and it's because Owen Dreadnought's a fucking old head.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's not the one from the Adventure series. That's fine.
Hey,
Like, well,
hey, you consider this. You'll see Medieval Gallantmon if you read Liberator.
Oh, dude, he's cool. He's cool.
and like Immon is there, and he has like a Guillemon-esque line. Like that's pretty sick.
True. Yeah.
And that's also cool.
Yeah,
There's
just
lesbians in it.
Oh, dude, fuck yeah. I love lesbians.
like, just I love Adventure. I 02. I love Kizuna. I love the beginning. It's done.
We're done.
Like I think this well is tapped. I'm sorry. Like we just kind of don't have much left to do with these guys anymore. I think we've actually explored every fucking angle we could at this point. Just let him rest. Please.
To wrap up this video.
Well, I had a question. I give
Sure.
no, it's fine.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Because the like stage play with like the fighting social justice or whatever.
Yeah.
I know. I promise this is
Okay.
not like an in bad faith question because I don't know anything about it.
Hmm.
So,
Okay. Yeah, go
so
for it.
I had previously been told not to make fun of it, which okay. I will, but like, does
No,
this come
it's
back
not-
around to maybe we can, or
No,
It's not that you can't make fun of it. It's that we're like it's one of those things that we're tired of people bringing up because the fucking
okay,
Konaka, Konaka went on record being like, yeah, sorry, I was a dark time in
Yeah.
my life. It's non-canon.
So
Okay.
so by the way, because I don't
that's
think
fine.
by the way, real quick, because I feel like I said I explained it. So basically, when the big crossover happens, like Gallimon shows up, which is meant to be like the Tamer's Takuto, but then the voice that's been in Louis' head is the Takuto from like the later on material that Konaka wrote in like 2018 and 2021, speaking to Louis because he's been through similar shit in those like things, and that's kind of that bit. That's it.
I see. No, I was just
stupid.
curious more than anything because I was just like,
Isn't that Isn't that low-key kind of like sorry to stretch it all over, but isn't that low-key kind of even more disrespectful when the creator of that fucking version of Takuto said, yeah, ignore that?
To be fair, this was a thing that he explicitly mentioned he asked Kanaka for permission for.
Okay, that's
Just that
okay,
one,
fair enough.
none of the others.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Okay, so what was your final thing?
So, with this episode, I am putting my foot down. We are done with adventure. We won't be doing any more adventure content unless for some fucking reason more is released. And when that happens, I will upload a 5-minute video that is just me screaming and nothing else.
Damn, our fucking reboot coverage is gonna be
You might
sick.
as well record.
Yeah.
Law. You might as well record that shit in advance.
But
Yeah.
for when they inevitably release the fucking like
They're gonna do it.
Reboot
I have a-
02, baby.
I have another question.
yeah.
Is this contract in effect for every new adventure thing that gets released, where every time one gets announced or
Yeah.
released, you do another 5-minute video screaming?
And it has to be a different 5-minute video of you screaming.
Yeah. No, every single time it happens, I will upload
every
a 5-minute video
3
to the
months,
channel.
Lot's gonna have a blown out voice.
You know those videos people upload of like just here's like all of characters like voice clips from a game, and then half of them are just like fucking like battle
Yeah.
grunts.
Yeah, fucking
Ah,
barks from yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Either that, or
So
we all
fucking
do it
awesome.
like we go in a row. Like Lot does the first screaming, I do the second screaming.
and I have to. There won't be a proper divecast video of us discussing whatever it is. It's just going to be the 5-minute screaming video, and then we're not making an actual video on it because we're done. I
Well
don't
and
care.
truly, we would need to be through like savers at least to make me ever feel like touching this fucking continuity again.
Or we actually sell out and people start paying us money, but I would never do that, so it's never happening. Get fucked.
Do I have to make a new logo for Tamers?
If you want to, we don't really need to.
No, it's fine. The dub still had the same logo.
I'm so happy.
okay.
I'm so happy I'm not doing Dub Zone anymore. Holy fuck.
It doesn't change until Savers, I think.
So yeah, Data Squad has a new
Yeah.
logo.
Yeah.
Alright, thank God. I don't want to make a new one.
All right. We'll see y'all for the Liberator one probably, and then God,
And we're all gonna look different.
I have been waiting for 2 fucking years to see Guilmon, man. It's been
Dude,
2 years.
wait. Damn it, I'm mad that I just thought of this now when you guys already put the commission. We
What?
should start Tamers with Digimon already evolved.
I think I could change it if we want, but
Depends on
I
whether or
don't think.
not.
Funny, just for the first episode, he's evolved.
I
I have to
could.
pay
I
more
could.
for that.
Yeah, we're not doing.
I like
Fine, it's fine. Digimon.
Look at him.
We could replace your Digimon with the one I drew.
No.
That
fucked
fucking
up pug.
chud.
Fucked up pug Digimon.
Don't you fucking pugify my son, I'll kill you.
Grab my belly.
Okay.
Clean my belly.
Alright,
Say goodbye, everyone. Fucking say goodbye.
Bye.
Clean my belly. Yay.